"Sir, there are no deviations detected," reported Officer Gareth crisply, his eyes scanning the monitors for any signs of unusual activity. "Give them a moment," Captain Elridge replied calmly, eyes fixed on the countdown clock. 10 seconds passed. Nothing. "Fire a warning shot," he ordered, breaking the tense silence. The vessel halted with startling swiftness and moments later vanished from sight as if it had never been there. "What in the stars was that?" Captain Elridge muttered, tension rising. The station's alarms erupted suddenly. "Lock onto that ship now!" The mysterious ship re-emerged seemingly out of nowhere, hovering just a millimeter from the duraglass window of the outpost. It was roughly 3 meters wide and a meter tall, sporting sharp, angular wings and a perfectly spherical metallic core. At the front, a single bright red sensor scanned the station intently, its ominous glow pulsating. Station Master Liam stumbled back in shock, toppling over his chair. Communications Officer Watts fainted, overwhelmed by the sudden encounter, while weapons handler Uma stood frozen, her gaze locked on the intruding vessel. In less than a blink, the ship completed its scan and disappeared again. "Uma, man your station! Watts, send a distress signal to the fleet." Captain Elridge barked orders as Watts scrambled to the communications panel, slamming his hand down on the emergency button. As he did, the vessel blinked back into existence, now further away. The faint red glow of its sensor was the only indication of its presence. Just as Watts initiated the distress signal, the vessel unleashed a blinding beam of energy. In a devastating half-second, it obliterated everything within 100 meters of the station. For a fleeting moment, the affected area reached a chilling absolute zero, a phenomenon unheard of in known space. Meanwhile, Admiral Howell of the Zipt Outer Perimeter Fleet, positioned 200 light seconds from the now-destroyed outpost, prepared her armada of 1,000 ships. Despite the grave situation, she suspected a glitch had caused a false alarm, until her entire fleet was forcibly yanked out of FTL travel by the mysterious orb. "We've been pulled out of FTL, ma'am." "The vessel is right there," First Officer Pesh reported, his voice strained with disbelief. The fleet faced the small, enigmatic ship, its dim red sensor now a menacing beacon in the void. "Try to hail it. Power up the main cannon and tell the fleet to maintain a safe distance," Howell commanded, her tone icy as she tried to comprehend the situation. "Ma'am, we can't move. We're stationary relative to everything else," reported a crew member, disbelief in his voice. "That's impossible," Howell muttered, quickly scanning the navigation maps. Realizing the gravity of their predicament, she made a swift decision. "All ships, fire at will!" The fleet unleashed a barrage of firepower, but the vessel remained unscathed. It reappeared 10 light seconds away, its sensor glowing ominously once more. "Fire everything we have at that damn thing," Howell ordered, frustration mounting as their attack seemed futile. Just before the final command could be executed, the vessel disappeared, re-emerging far beyond their reach. As it did, its sensor turned from red to a blinding white, signaling the onset of an even more powerful attack. In the end, Admiral Howell and her fleet stood no chance. The mysterious ship continued its journey, seemingly unstoppable and indifferent to the havoc it wreaked. As the orb approached Zipa, it paused, perhaps giving the planet's high command a chance to reconsider their aggressive stance. But it was too late. The vessel, tired of constant hostility, activated its most potent weapon, decimating the last line of defense around the planet. The ship, an enigmatic traveler of the cosmos, had merely sought passage through the galaxy. Its actions, though destructive, were a response to the continuous threats it faced. Now, hovering near Zipa, it waited for the next move in this high-stakes cosmic standoff, its artificial consciousness weary but prepared for any outcome. In one definitive gesture, the orb erased every weapon within a light year, ensuring peace in the most definitive way possible. From its unique vantage points, it observed the bewildered expressions of military leaders who suddenly found themselves without armaments. The orb had been advised by its creators to abandon finding humor in the discomfort of others. It tried to comply, but the persistent provocations from the aliens made it hard to maintain such a decorum. One alien warship, in a desperate act of defiance, attempted to ram the orb. The collision stopped the ship dead, while the orb remained unfazed. its red sensor glowing with what seemed like amusement at the futile attempt. Deciding on one final mischievous act, the orb blinked into existence inside the disarmed ship, directly behind the captain. The terror on the captain's face, coupled with an involuntary reaction that left him quite embarrassed, was a sight the orb found irresistibly humorous. Tired of bureaucratic delays, the orb transported itself directly in front of President Polu, who was visibly shaken to find the floating orb with wings materializing in his secure bunker. As the orb focused on the president, sensing his frantic heartbeat, it thought, if only they had been more cooperative. In a sudden turn of events, a guard's futile attempt to throw something at the orb triggered it. In response, the orb charged its capacitors, ready to unleash a force capable of erasing realities. Just as tension reached its peak, another entity materialized in the bunker. This new being, decidedly human and radiating a potent energy, stood before the orb. After a tense standoff, the human pressed a few buttons on his wrist device and commanded, "Return home, construct." The orb complied and vanished as suddenly as it had appeared. President Polu, overwhelmed, questioned if he was dreaming. The human, identifying himself as Frederick Torvis, High Counselor of the Greater Realm of Humankind, explained the orb, was a malfunctioning probe meant to deliver good news. Their universe wouldn't be harvested for energy. As Polu struggled to grasp the magnitude of the situation, a science advisor buzzed with questions. Torvis revealed that the probe's actions, though extreme, were part of a malfunction. He confirmed the tragic loss of 24,372 servicemen due to the probe's actions, but reassured them that reparations would be made, including the revival of the lost and compensation equivalent to the energy of an entire universe. The offer extended further, with humanity providing scientists to assist in understanding the advanced technology and a 10-year unlimited access to the human knowledge database. The science advisor, overwhelmed by the prospects, could barely maintain her composure. With these generous terms laid out, President Polu agreed, still in disbelief at the turn of events. With a snap of his fingers, Torvis vanished, and reality seemed to reset. The outpost station, Admiral Howell's fleet, and all military hardware reappeared as if nothing had happened. Scientists from the Terran Republic eagerly awaited their meeting with human counterparts, ready to delve into new realms of knowledge. The orb, its mission inadvertently complete, returned to human space, leaving humanity with as many questions as answers about their place in the cosmos and the sentient beings beyond their understanding. This marks the end of our odyssey through the cosmic wilderness, where we witness the enigmatic orb and humanity's formidable response to a universe brimming with tension and mystery. As we navigated through the specter of conflict and the marvel of interspecies diplomacy, we've uncovered a narrative rich with technological wonder, strategic encounters, and unforeseen alliances. If this saga of interdimensional encounters and cosmic diplomacy has captured your imagination and kindled your curiosity, we invite you to show your support. Please leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and journey further with us into tales of cosmic intrigue and daring exploits. And remember, for every comment that says explore more, we'll know you're with us in this galactic voyage. Your engagement drives our passion to unearth more stories that span the vastness of space. Thank you for joining us in this extraordinary adventure.